Welcome, friends, fiends, family, phantoms, Wapham crew, and new listeners. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly here at mile marker 420 in beautiful, lovely, clammy colorful Colorado. It is Sunday, September 25th, Monday, September 26th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning or guten Morgen or good afternoon and good evening to you, and welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I hope you guys have had a really awesome weekend so far. Mine has been pretty crazy, but I hope you find yourself sitting here drinking a glass of brandy, perhaps some wine, or whatever, snuggled up, ready to listen to a really awesome show because that's what we have in store for you. If you're listening live right now, you may be listening to us on Spreaker.com. You may also find us on KPNL Radio, which you can find at KPNL Radio at kpnl-db.com. We're live on Saturdays on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio. And I believe we're also live on YouTube, but I'm not quite sure. So if you want to listen to us on your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, make sure you look once more under We Are Paradox Media at Spreaker, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Tumblr, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, Podvine, and we're still working on the whole Amazon podcast thing, but there's some confusion going on, so we're back and forth tagging each other in messages and trying to get that going on. If you would please mosey on over to our YouTube channel. We're off ground, finally, so you can find our shows there. Make sure you like any show that you listen to. Please subscribe. Please make a comment. It really helps the algorithm as far as like getting it out there for more people to hear if they really want to listen to this. No, but we do. We have some really super epic, amazing shows. But yeah, make sure you give that bell a little tickle if you want to. Kick that bell in the balls. I don't know what you want to do, but yeah, that way, next time we have a show come out, you are privy to it and you know where to find us. So tonight, I have a very special guest for you. We have Mr. John Yost, and John's prestigious career began under the jurisprudence of the U.S. Treasury Department. During that process, he attained his U.S. Customs broker's license and occasionally was a paid consultant to the FBI in international trade matters. So after 10 successful years, the work lost its appeal. He was just like, well, done with that, moving on. He left his position and sought another opportunity and childhood dream, and that would equally challenge him. Film, movies, like he was into the arts of making movies. So within 4 years, John had successfully earned the invitation into every national arts organization. So it's SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild, AFTRA, which is American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, and AEA, which is the Actors Equity Association, and AGMA, which is the American Guild of Musical Artists. So John eventually joined the team of Rhino Production and began the foundation work that would eventually become Rhino Pictures. In addition to the hundreds of projects that he has written and directed, he has also produced several films. Alien Abduction, Answers, is his watershed project where he finally was able to tell the true story of what happened to him as a child. Oh my goodness, welcome John. I'm so excited to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Tess, for your time. I appreciate you and your show.
Thank you so much. You're making me blush here. I'm just kidding. No, it's awesome. We're both, jet lagged. You actually just got off a plane, and it's crazy. Like, you don't even have to be on a plane to get jet lagged. You could be driving around or have some stuff going on in your life, and I'm just glad
Have
you're
stress.
here.
Well, thank you very much. I think you're right. Part of this conversation tonight will be about the effects on our psyches, about trauma, and how things can affect you not only at the time that you experience them, but for years afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. So my bedtime for the longest time was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's because I had what I call paranormal PTSD, and it was due to certain hauntings and different things I experienced. And then working overnight security and my husband going through COVID and basically almost dying. Um, Now my bedtime is like 6 or 7 in the morning, and people are like, "Are you on drugs? Are you high? Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "No, that's just me. I can't help it. Like, I go to bed early. I try to go to sleep, but I can't. I just lay there for hours."
Uh, well, I completely understand being drawn out in your circadian rhythms being thrown out. In my kind of work, there is no real schedule. Most people think that we just do everything during the day, but the truth is we do a lot of shoots at night. And because also our work is global, noon here is not noon there, is not noon anywhere else. So we try to grab sleep when we can, and then we run and gun the next project. Mm, sure. Hmm. Well, I don't know. I personally don't know how to use the words paranormal and supernatural. I've come to, understand that some things that we don't understand we attribute to paranormal or supernatural, and yet they're completely natural, right? But to answer your question, there was a situation that started this entire, um, I guess, a path for me. When I was 7 years old, I it was August, and I woke up in the middle of the evening, around 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was disturbed by a noise. It was like an undulating hum,